and they determined it was unsafe to continue vehicle traffic across the K&I Bridge. So since 1979, you can't drive across the K&I Bridge. But until 1979, you could pay your 10 cents and drive across the bridge, either north or south, depending on where your destiny was. Now we're lucky today that there's a train on that bridge. So you can see it is an active railroad bridge even today. And when we go under, the original vehicle track was covered over with wooden slats, kind of like a boardwalk. But eventually, after the turn of the 20th century, and again the reconfiguration of bridges and railroad tracks, they made the vehicle tracks out of steel. They still included them, but they made them out of steel. So they're still there, and as we go under, you can take a quickie looky here. Now we're coming out of the lock chamber, and once we get under the K&I Bridge for Kentucky and Indiana, we'll be back to the Ohio River again, and you'll be able to see it coming downriver, starting from our right side, heading left, because it is downriver to our left, upriver to our right. And this also gives you a chance to see the other side of the first 1,200-foot log chamber, the one installed in 1961. And it's not a whole lot different than the one installed now on our port side in 2009. But there were some changes in just the methodology used for concrete and construction. Not a lot.
Sorry,
because by 1961,
I was trying to get a really good video of this.
Common.
This is pretty neat.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You can see that train going very slowly. Well, there again, that's the same situation. These pilings date to 1886. Trains didn't weigh as much then. So when they come across the bridge nowadays, they go very slowly so they don't rattle the pilings. You certainly don't want to have to stop railroad traffic, which, by the way, has been increasing over the last 3 years. You don't want to stop railroad traffic to rebuild your bridge. So every care is taken to preserve what we have instead of damage what we have. Now, when this bridge was first built, there was a section of this bridge closer to the Indiana bank, straight across from us there.
I can't resist
That
this.
was built.
That is just so neat.
Swivel bridge, and that was to allow steamboats coming over the falls to be able to go underneath this bridge. But they built it right the first time. The height of the bridge was configured so that they only actually ended up using the swivel part of the bridge. You can see there's a kind of a column in the center of the section of the bridge that's swiveled. They only used it about a dozen times in the entire time it was open. So they eventually said, well, this is not needed, especially since after 1972, no vessel of any size could legally go over the falls anymore. So that swivel section was no longer needed. They simply closed it off. It doesn't swivel anymore. Now there again to our right hand side, the Ohio River coming from the falls.
I gotta get me
Oh, this is cool.
this is just so neat.
Well, the captain will take us as far as he can go before we have to turn around and back in based on what the tells us to do here.
Wow.
You can see the vehicle track on both sides of the log trucks. And as I said, it was used by cars and trucks until 1972. that would allow them to do that. Prior to the bridges going over the river, the only way you could get goods from Indiana to Kentucky or back was by a ferry. It almost became anything on a ferry that was ferry. And you go
Wow,
from
this is
Kentucky
just so
to Maine.
neat.
But it's a slow process. 'Cause you have to wait for
This is just so neat.
Yes, it is. It really is.
I love how this is part of our history.
process. So the businessmen decided to bypass all of that and build a bridge. Today's a lot of there's a lot of railroads. Now here on our port side, this is again part of Portland, Kentucky. At one time, this was a major landing for steamboats, and it was also a major.
I'm taking a video of this. This is neat.
Now it's a part of it. And around the bend of here, for those of you from the local area, we come into
This
the
is
section
I'm glad you
right at
enjoyed
Chickasaw and Shawnee Falls.
yeah.
And at one time, Belle of Louisville took passengers from downtown Louisville through the lock and brought them to Fountain Ferry Park, which was an amusement park right here in Chickasaw. And boy, what a man, you can dance on the boat, you can play in the amusement park, you can dance in the amusement park, come along back, you can even buy a ticket, a round trip ticket from Louisville to Fountain Ferry for a whole quarter. Talk about a cheap day. You can bring you and a friend for 50 cents.
Wow.
Ride the boat from Louisville to Fountain Ferry and back. Now ahead of you see the Sherman Minton Bridge link for an Indiana legislature.
So what's our
This
captain
bridge is
saying?
it's both one awards.
Wow.
Because of course bridges over time need repair. And this bridge has been under repair for some time. They finally opened up all the lanes of traffic last night. Oh my goodness. It's just part of life on the river, knowing that bridges are going to need repair sometime. Albany on our starboard side. Lots of history in Albany, probably the most famous history for all living here.
Wow.
I couldn't tell from here. Could be a hawk. One of the
This is
most historic
Tommy on
places
the
in
Mary and
Louisville
Miller right now.
is the town clock church. You can see a slide from here. It's right in downtown Albany. It was a station on the Underground Railroad for many years. In fact, this whole area was a very popular part of the Underground Railroad. There were 5 tracks that came into Louisville and 3 that left Louisville and moved many, many people seeking freedom from southern to northern.
Wow.
In fact, the most used
There was.
track on the entire Ohio River was the one that came from Portland to New Albany. And the town clock church was a harbor, a safe harbor.
Where's the town clock church? Right over there?